Hello, my name is Grigor, and today I'll show you how to use Altium. As you might know, I'm part of the McMaster Solar Car team, and we use a lot of Altium, Fusion 360, and different simulations. We're actually converting from Fusion 360 to Altium right now. This is Fusion 360 over here, you can see. Um, it is a good place to make circuit boards. However, lately it's been a little bit laggy. It's not working on all the computers. It's hard to use. It's not so intuitive. So we are going to convert fully into Altium, and I've started this process yesterday. And here is what I've got into. One thing I would like to suggest you, is to use multisim before doing Altium, because multisim is like your breadboard. You need to put it on a breadboard first, see if it works, simulate it if you like it, then move on to Altium. However, don't just jump into Altium it's not your step one, it's like your step two or three. I know you can simulate it in Altium too, if you click this button there and then run a simulation. However, I still think that a dedicated simulation software is better. Um, it's just better. um, and then so simple navigation tools is like if you hit the scroll wheel on your mouse, you can zoom in and out. That's what you see me doing here quite often. If you hit the right, if you right click on your mouse, you can shift the page, and the left click selects. You can select different items, drag different items. So we'll start with creating a new project. You need to go into File, New Project, and just give it a good name like video DC-DC. Once you do this, you can see your project is right over there. Right click on it, add new project, and then schematic, and then PCB. I would recommend you change the name of these because they are very generic. It's like sheet number one. It's a, all you do is you just right click, rename, and then just change the name over here. Um, as simple as that. If you want to add your name down here, which I do still suggest, just go up here. You can see the A button. That's your text. You can select that, and you can just put your name on 12 to 5 volt DC. Yeah, that's very simple also. So how do you actually select parts? Now, for example, you want to make that DC-DC converter. You find a datasheet like this, which is the datasheet of that part, and it shows you the typical application. In this case, it is made for a 3.3 volt because of the values of the resistors and capacitors and inductors. However, if you scroll down, you can see in this particular situation, they're nice enough and they let us know what specific values we need to use in order to get 5 volts, which is exactly what we need. So you just change R1, R2, L, and C out to those values, and you can jump right into Altium. Now, how do you place components in Altium? Altium is really nice because it is all the components there are very specific and they come from like actual components, not just generic. What I mean by this is say you choose this part number, you go into DigiKey, you find it, and the last three digits are just the last three numbers are just the packaging or different size, whatever, in this specific case. And you can see it is zero in stock, but we don't really care about this because we have this item already in our office. And so all you do is you copy this and you go into Altium. You probably don't see this because my image is here, but you click on panel and then you click on manufacturer part search. You put it here, you can see I already searched it, you just put it in here, click, it comes up. You can hit this arrow, it's very small, but if you click it, this is a nice thing that tells you how much it's in stock. You can see this is out of stock, nowhere, nothing, but we don't care about that right now. But usually you should take this into consideration if you don't have the item already. Right click on this and hit place. And then you just hit place, you can put multiple, and as soon as you click escape, it leaves that page, and you can now, if you don't like anything, as you remember, left click, select, and delete. Hit delete on your keyboard, and you will delete it. Now, I won't go exactly in depth how to create this circuit because it will just take up your time. I think it is more important to show you some of the tricks. So if you click up there, you can take ground. It is like one of the The very commonly used tools are up here in this column there, or row. And then if you want to make some connections, say I pick another ground here and another one here, just to show. What you do is you click this two lines here, and that basically allows you to connect pieces together. So if you select this and you select this, you can see now they are connected by a wire. You can basically make any connections that you like. Yep. So that's how you do that part of the schematic. This is mainly how you use it. However, um, usually what happens is when you want to place a component, it is not in here. So this place button is grayed out. This is a very, very good thing I want to teach you. When that happens, all you need to do is you go into Snap EDA. It's another software. You put in the part number. Here you can see I have already many, many of them. Hit enter. And once it loads, you will see here, for example, this is a Phoenix connector. This was not an Altium. You could not find this. What you do is you select it, you go into, you can see the footprint, the schematic symbol, and even the 3D model. This is really nice and it's all for free. So you click on download and you select whichever one you like. I want Altium. I've already gone and downloaded this, so I'm not going to do it twice. But I'll show you once you download it, it will look something like this. Here, my cursor is lagging. Here. These are all my downloads. It will look something like this, and you'll have a file like this inside. All you do is you simply drag and drop this on your schematic. Super simple, like this. Once you do this, it says extract, install, whatever, click install. And now, how do you put this? Well, you click on components over here. If you don't see this components tab over there, you can also go into panel, and then you can click components. Sorry, my cursor is lagging. Oops, I clicked twice, so it disappeared. So I click it once. And now if you go into here, you can see these are your libraries. It will be a separate library on its own. And you select that library, and then you select the item itself. And now you should be able to drag and drop. So it's right there. This is the Phoenix connector. That's it. That's really simple. That's how you do it. Now, I'll go back to our main schematic here, because this is the real one. You can see I've used them over here. I've used a bunch of these. Phoenix connector there, there, everywhere. They're very useful. Most of these connectors were available in manufacturer's part list. However, um, a lot of them I had to download them myself. Another really good thing that I want you to know is this net. How do you make a net? Basically, if you right click here, you can get a net label and you can label certain things. Here you can see I labeled this as a 5-volt DC-DC. And why is this super useful? It's useful because now if you have two wires, you see this one is called 5-volt DC-DC, and so is this, and so is this. That means these three wires are actually connected to each other. Another crucial part of Altium is creating a BOM, because when you have like a huge schematic like this, and this is going to get a lot bigger, how do you count all of the components, all of the part numbers and everything? Luckily, there's an easy solution for this. All you need to do is you go on your project, here you can see, right click and go on add new active BOM. Click on that and let's see what happens. It will bring a big list of all the components that we use, how many we use, if it's available or not. All the information is going to be here. Really nice. Some of them that you downloaded from SnapEDA will not be. For example, this Phoenix connector, it doesn't have simply doesn't have that information, but that's fine. We don't need that right now. So you can, I believe you can hold the description, for example, and you can switch spots if you don't like it anyway. You can switch spots, which is really nice. So it's really adjustable. Another thing is another way to do this. If you want to export it into like an Excel, you can go into leave reports, bill of materials. Let's wait for this to load, and then you hit export. Oh yeah. So again, if you don't like it, if you want the designator to be the first thing, the comment to be the last thing, for example, you can totally do this. And then you can hit export. And let's choose my desktop, save, and it should open up in Excel. So now you can actually order the parts from all these manufacturers, and it's really simple. Okay, open Excel and put it here. See, really nice. Um, I would personally also put the links to DigiKey for all of these. I'm sure there's a way to do that also. If not, then you can simply use this other bomb that we have and just like click on the suppliers at the bottom, and then you can like manually put it into Excel. So once the day comes that you're actually going to purchase all the parts, oh yeah, I didn't click. Once the day comes that you actually need to purchase all the parts, you can like mass buy them all together.
Finally, I just want to show you how to make a PCB out of the schematic. I'm not going to go into super depth about it, just the quick tips and tricks. So the first thing you want to make sure is that on your schematic, all the names are unique. These are called the designators. Here you can see when I double click on this, I get the designator value, which is RG1. This one has a designator value RG2. The point of the designator is to ensure that it's basically the name of the component, and you want this to be unique. If they're not unique, you'll get errors or warnings once you go into the PCB side. So with that being said, let's go to the PCB side. Okay, so we click on Design, Update PCB. We get a huge list of all the components and everything that needs to happen to the PCB. You click Validate Changes. You get a lot of errors, mistakes, a lot of check marks at the same time. I'll look into these later. It's going to take a long time trying to fix all of these. But for now, let's assume everything is perfect. You want there to be no errors, ideally. So click Execute. All the changes have been executed. You close this, and now, amazing, this is very big. Maybe you already realized we cannot fit this in here, so we might need to make this board a little bit bigger. What do? We go into View, Board Planning Mode, Design, Edit Board Shape, and you can simply make this bigger. Let's just say this is good enough. I don't want to take too much time. So you go into View, 2D Layout, and now you can go back into here and collect all your components and fit them into here. You can individually set them as you would like them to be on your board, so you don't like, you can like take many of them at once and then put them here. There is aligning tools somewhere here. This component. One of these helps you to align the components, so you don't need to manually go and like set them. There's a lot of settings where you can even have like minimum distance between two components, so they can't be like too close to each other. So let's assume you've finished, you put all of them all together. The next thing you're gonna do is click on route, and you can either manually route, which I would recommend, or you can click auto route. This will do it for you. So if we click all, and then we click route, and you can see the lines appearing there. It looks really bad now because I haven't placed all the components properly. They're very far from each other, and yeah. So let's just wait until this is finished. It looks like it's finished, so we close this. And you can see all the components are routed, even though they're not on the PCB board yet. They are routed, so that's how you would do the final routing step. Yep, and then you can also go into 3D layout mode. And there you can see the 3D components, which is also super cool. Here you can see some of my components that are outside the board right now. And yes, and so just same idea applies. You put it on the board and then you will have a nice finished PCB. Thank you for watching.